Good morning, Jesse.
Good morrow, Lindsay.
What are you having to drink today?
I'm still nursing on Bloody Mary number 2.
Oh, that's number 2?
Yeah.
I'm still on number 1, so that's what I'm having to drink today. We are recording on a Saturday morning, and we decided to have a breakfast sesh. But this will be coming out to you just on Friday like normal. But just a little, day in the life with us. Jesse, get that intro rolling.
We're getting ready to be ready already, and happy Friday, everyone. Come and hang with us. It's not that early for me, I don't think. 'Cause I went to bed early.
But it's still not early. Like it's almost 10.
Yeah.
It's still morning.
Yeah, it's morning.
It's morning.
I love your whole crumpet persona, dude. I love it. It is like, yes.
Do I look like I should be drinking some tea and not a Bloody Mary?
I'm just gonna be quiet on this. Relish the situation here.
Oh my goodness. So there's this chick on TikTok that reviews food like in her bathrobe, and she's wild, okay? Like she is crazy. It's so funny to watch. And she switches between British and American, and I'm not sure if she's Chinese or Japanese. So one of those 3 languages, and it's really funny. Like she's like, you don't know what she's going to sound like next.
She's having fun.
She's having fun.
And that's what we're here to do, too.
Yes.
Lindsay, can I ask you first?
Go ahead.
So, Lindsay, I was just going to ask you, what made you feel old this week?
So, did you know that this year marks the 41-year anniversary of Back to the Future?
41 years.
Mm-hmm. Take a drink on that.
Of Doc and Marty.
Millennials. Yeah. And Gen X.
Quit.
And boomers, if you're listening. Hey, boomers.
I think you just made everybody feel old. Yeah. What made everyone feel old this week? That's you. Yeah.
Marty McFly.
Oh, Michael
Such a great series, man.
Michael J. Fox is just a great ass human being. Mm-hmm. And he's still still going out and kicking ass either way. I love just the light that he shines. I just love it. I really do. And it's so cute to see them get together with Christopher Lloyd. It was just so cute. God. 41 years, though.
41 years from the first one. That was the first one.
Wow.
That was when the DeLorean made its debut.
Back in 1985.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're going to be 44. No, shit. You're going to be 45 and we're born in 81. I'm going to be 44 and was born in 82. Yeah. I say, and I got 2 friends getting closer to their 50s and one friend who's just about to be 40 and then one friend that's about to be 30. So I got this whole spectrum of friendship.
They all hang, though.
Yes, cool. They all hang.
Yeah. Yeah.
Friendship knows no age. Well, I mean, it does kind of somewhat. I've had friends several years older than me, especially working in the restaurant industry.
Yeah, you got 3 generations. Right
like I was hanging out with 50-year-olds when I was in my 20s and had a blast. Them ladies could get out. But anyways, are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what made you feel old this week?
I was hoping you would forget. So I was at work the other day and I was explaining to a kid at work.
And when you say kid, what's the age? What's the actual age?
19.
Oh, okay, that's a kid.
Yeah. We were working on something that was older than he was. And that really made me feel old. It's like, this truck is 30 years old, dude. They quit selling the parts before you were born.
Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I called up the OEM supplier and he's like, dude, I haven't sold this in 20 years. I was like, damn, dude.
I see that. And I raise you.
Oh, God.
That there are kids that were born that I work with now the year I started at my job. I guess you too. Yeah. Yep.
I mean,
Yeah,
already,
19, yeah.
Lindsay, you can't, just say it.
It just kind of blows your mind when you just sit and think about that. Like,
yeah, it really wasn't a raising there. I think you just added another can of gasoline on the fire.
It was. I just added fuel.
Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you
sorry.
so much. And then you know what you're going to do right now, and I don't. So
this
do
one,
what you do.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen of the audience and Jesse, ladies, gentlemen, theys, thems, all of my friends. So this is a monster case that I don't know why I threw in the bag for Jesse to draw out. But I'm really getting through it. I'm doing my best. I just want y'all to know that I did a lot of my research. This is going to be a two-parter.
Monster.
Yeah.
How should I feel?
And you're cut off. Copyright.
I'm friends with Dia Frampton. Come on.
That don't mean nothing.
No, come on.
You ain't friends with her. You follow her. Jesse is the weird guy that thinks because he follows somebody that they're friends.
Talk to her twice. Shut up.
Anywho, so this is a monster case. Huge part of the 70s. And I was presented with one source of information and then found later on in the week several more sources that conflict with the other sources. So I'm doing my best here. Like I said, this is a monster case and we're going to go ahead and get into it. So today we are drinking about Patricia Campbell Hearst. And she was born February 20th, 1954. That's the same year as my parents.
Yeah. And
she was born in San Francisco. That's in California for any of our global listeners that don't know where San Francisco is. And she was the third of 5 girls born to Randolph Apperson Hearst.
Okay. I don't know, but
okay. It's not dinging any bells.
No.
And then her mother was Catherine Wood Campbell.
Campbell sounds familiar.
Well, soup. But
yeah.
So Patty was an American heiress to the Hearst Communications. Hearst Communications is a multinational mass media and business information conglomerate and was founded by Patty's grandfather, William Randolph Hearst.
That sounds familiar. You keep looking at me. You're like,
because
you're supposed to know all
this.
You historian over here. And like, I don't fucking know.
William Randolph Hearst. Do you know the movie Citizen Kane?
I've heard of it.
That whole movie is based off of him. And it pissed him off so much that he actually tried to fight. He wanted it canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wanted it canceled. William Randolph Hearst is up.
How dare you be talking shit about me, sons of bitches.
He's a
sons of bitches.
So the Hearsts, they own newspapers, magazines, TV channels, and TV stations. And as of 2024, Hearst Communications is worth about $13 billion. Yes, do the Dr. Evil. In 1880, Patty's great-grandfather, George Hearst, was a mining entrepreneur and a U.S. senator briefly. And he bought the San Francisco Daily Examiner. Then he turned that over to William Randolph, who founded Hearst Communications. So this family had money, but they has money. And they are very well known.
All right. All right.
Well, you know, it's crazy too. Right. Well, like I said, so Patty was third of 5 girls. And Randy, her father, is one of 5 boys. And William Randolph really didn't like his boys because he spoiled them and then they grew up and then they drank too much and shit. So he offered them like seats on the board, but it was like bottom of the totem pole seats and stuff. Yeah. So just remember all that. Like, this is a cushy family, but like disposable cash isn't in their hand. And as kids of families like this, they have a lot of pressure on them from the get-go to act a certain way and be a certain way. And Patty, well, she was the rebel. The family was devout Catholic, and Patty could care less about Catholic traditions. They sent her to a Catholic boarding school, and she kind of terrorized the nuns. I mean, she She was the middle child.
So them rich ass kids was running amok.
Yes.
Them rich ass kids.
And then they sent her to a finishing school to turn her into a proper lady, but that didn't work. Patty was a nonconformist, and remember that as we go on. She don't conform.
She's raging against the machine?
Right.
Okay.
Now, when she was in high school, she actually started dating a teacher. And now this teacher was only 4 years older than her, but still, that shit would not fly today at all. She was grown, but she, teacher student. I mean, and it was still taboo back then, but it was,
Yeah. There's just so many twists and turns, I guess, into that, in the thought process of things. But only 4 years, you also think about that. But then again, you think about like somebody that's doing her grading and things, a teacher. Right?
Well, he was, no, because that is one thing in the book I read called American Heiress. That was one thing, like Stephen, like graded, like he didn't let the Hearst family threat get to him because he taught her sisters too.
Okay. He wasn't swayed by. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Still, it's still,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then, so he was I don't know if he was a teacher at Berkeley as well as a student, but he was still a student at Berkeley because he was going further up in his education while being a teacher. And Patty gave up going to an Ivy League school to also attend Berkeley. Patty and her teacher boyfriend named Stephen Weed would end up moving in together. And Patty was she went straight into being a little homemaker by the age of 19. She was still going to school. And in 1974, she was I believe it was either a sophomore or a junior at Berkeley studying art history. Now, she had wanted to be a veterinarian, but Steve told her that she would not be able to master the math and science required for this major. So she changed to art history. Now, that's a big difference. Big difference.
Yeah.
Now, it's said that Patty was very close with her father and liked to do a lot of this like boy type stuff, like hunting and fishing and, like I said, what you would consider dude type things, especially in that day and age, especially in the 70s. But her mom really wanted her to be a debutante, socialite, proper lady of wealth. But like I said, that wasn't. Patty was a rebel and wanted to do her own thing.
She was a different shaped puzzle piece.
Yes. And she even got a job with, the regular folk at a department store and found out that the real world was very different than that of the world that she had been brought up in.
Yeah, kind of like the difference between watching Game of Thrones and then Knights of the Seven Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like,
yeah.
There's our analogy, I think, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then Egg would be our little Patty because
there you go.
Yeah.
See, full circle. Got it.
He was just wanting to be a regular boy. He was wanting to be a squire.
So in all the conversations that we have here, Lindsay, I think it's just all ties back to George R.R. Martin. I do think so.
Everything.
Everything. And Cat Williams. Yeah. That is our...
Actually, we've compared shit to a lot of other shit.
To break down our podcast, I think it's just... It's just Cat Williams, George R.R. Martin, and Jim Carrey. Okay, never mind. It's a bunch.
We got a lot. We got a large spectrum there.
Yeah.
It's cool, though, that we can tie things that we talk about to shit we grew up with and are still growing up with.
Yes, yes.
So Patty and Steve, they get into like this mundane type situation, which makes me always think of the fucking Pina Colada song. The same old lame routine. But Patty and Steve still end up getting engaged. Like, Steve kind of actually bored Patty to death, but she was hanging out. So I'm pretty sure that was like December of 73. And like I said, Patty is a Hearst, so announcements were everywhere. She was the heiress to a multimedia conglomerate. So on top of her and Steve's engagement, even the location of her and Steve's apartment was announced. So for the youngsters out there, she was completely doxxed.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a Princess Diana running amok.
Well, I mean, she goes from living in basically like a castle to an apartment in Berkeley.
And which was about the time, I think, when Princess Di was doing her shit over there, right? I mean, like,
I'm not sure.
I'm just trying to name royalty with, like, money, fame type shit.
I think that was the 80s.
Oh, yeah. It was. Maybe it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Wow.
this is early 70s. I think that was 80s.
Yeah.
Because she died in like the mid 90s.
But we all, like, globally was like, yes, she didn't conform. She was doing her own thing.
Right.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Now, like I said, they already had a mundane type of routine. They had dinner, they watched TV, and they did schoolwork before bed every night. Until the night of February 4th, 1974. So Patty was she was literally in her underwear and a bathrobe and some slippers. That was her nighttime thing. She was at the table doing schoolwork, and Steve was watching Mission Impossible. That I didn't know that was a TV show back in the day. We grew up with the movies. Tom Cruising. Help me, Tom Cruise. So sometime after 9 p.m., there was a knock at the door, and Patty was in, like I said, her bathrobe and slippers, and that was it, and some underwear. Just remember that. And she could see someone was knocking because it was like a glass type door to the patio. And there was a distressed looking young woman who said she was having a problem with her car. She actually said that she had hit another car in the parking lot and asked if she could use their phone. But before Patty or Steve could say anything, this woman and two other men barged through the door. One guy hit Steve over the head so hard that he was laid out, and then both men flip him down on his face so Steve couldn't see them and just started kicking the shit out of him.
Fuck.
And he was begging them, just take whatever you want. Just take whatever you want. Just please stop. And then Patty is blindfolded and kidnapped.
Holy shit. I thought it was going toward like a Clockwork Orange type situation, but it's
no,
still
she's
kinda...
an heiress, honey. Ransom. Okay.
Yeah.
So neighbors hear gunshots, and then they hear the patio door basically like shatter and explode, and then some screams. So they call the police, but the police would not arrive for some time, which is weird because they're in an apartment, and you would think that there would just be a cop like 2 blocks down, if that. So Patty is thrown into the trunk of a car, and the men just start shooting at random bystanders to keep anyone from approaching. Now, like I said, this apartment complex is in Berkeley, so there were quite a few bystanders. The men with Patty in the trunk are in one car, and then the woman, she gets in another car, and then they speed off into the night.
So they're fully committed to keeping everyone away. This is big.
I told you this is one of the biggest things that happened in the 70s.
This is big. No,
this is big.
They're going to do this damn mission, whatever the fuck it is.
Like I said, when I've been researching this week, I was regretting putting this name in the bag. Ooh. Oh, I mean, not that it's an amazing case, but it's a lot for me as a person with no research helpers.
Yeah, to Hollywood standards, you couldn't write it any better than reality.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, 5 miles down the road, they get into a different car, a station wagon, and then they throw Patty in the back, cover her with a blanket, and take off again. And they abandon that car because that one was stolen. They had kidnapped the guy that owned that car too, and they ended up letting him go. But yeah, so there's a lot going on.
There's a lot thought out about it. Yeah.
Yes, there was a lot of thought put into this. Well, kind of.
It's like some Ocean's 11 type shit. Yeah, they had a whole ass plan. Taking down the casino. We're going to make our own. Yeah.
Now, Patty, she's a fighter, and she's trying to get out of her restraints and asking what the fuck they wanted. And then the leader of the group was like, shut the fuck up, or I'm going to kill you. But then another dude reached back and held her hand under the blanket. So it's like, she's like, false security here? Like, he was like, it's okay, girl, just chill out.
But you keep throwing nublets out. They think it's a family thing. Shut up.
But needless to say, Patty is terrified. For some reason, every fucking time that I write Patty, or not every time, but a lot, the tablet auto-corrected it to party.
I have no idea what this is, but do the brothers have anything to do with this?
What brothers?
Her father's brother, her uncles.
No, not at all.
The shitty
not at all.
The shitty kunkles.
No.
Okay. I'm trying to put it together. It just seems like it's some inner.
No, it's okay. Let me get there.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So after what seemed like forever to a person being held captive, The car finally stopped, and Patty was led into a house that she said smelled earthy and musty. Now she starts to panic because, she's kicking and screaming because a memory of a story that she had just heard about in the news flashed across her thoughts. There had been another woman just a couple of years back that had been kidnapped for ransom and was buried alive. And Patty couldn't help but think that this would also be her fate. But it was not. Her story will be extremely different. So Patty was thrown into a closet by her captors where she was still blindfolded and now in the dark. So who the fuck were these people that had just abducted her? Well, the three that had come to her apartment were Nancy Ling Perry, Bill Harris, and Donald DeFries. And these three were a part of a group of multiracial militant revolutionaries who called themselves the Symbionese Liberation Army. Still not ringing a bell for you? I'm just dead. Or SLA for short. For short. Now, Donald DeFries was the SLA leader. Now, he goes by, I have all their names listed out here and all their aliases, so I'm going to go through them as we go.
And they're part of the SLA. In SLA, the tacos are always better in SLA.
Okay, so Donald DeFries was the SLA leader, and here's a little bit of his background. So Donald was a dropout from Cleveland, Ohio, and had started getting in trouble with the law at age 14 when he made his way over to L.A.
Was it South L.A.? So you can say, I'm just repping S.L.A.
So it's speculated that he had been an informant for the LAPD in the 60s because this man was just a lifelong fucking career criminal, okay? So, and he had been married and had kids. He would be the oldest of this group. He was in his 30s at this time. But the crimes that he committed, he didn't get very harsh sentences for these crimes that he was committing. So that's why it's speculated that he was an informant.
Yeah.
Because he was getting a little bit cushier. What's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, convictions.
Yeah, and go into cushier prisons.
Yeah, I got you.
Like he would go to Vacaville instead of San Quentin, things like that. Now, while in prison, he joined the Black Cultural Association, or the BCA. Now, this was supposed to be an educational group to help prepare prisoners to return to society. But somehow, it turned into a political radicalism group, and they were finding recruits. And he recruited William Wolfe, Russ Little, Rob Steiner, and then a former Black Panther named Theroux Wheeler. And then Donald escaped prison on March 5th, 1973, and he hid out with some friends in Oakland. And then he went to live with another SLA founder, Patricia Soltysik. Yes, that's how you say it.
Yeah,
Patricia Soltysik, who went by Ms. Moon. And Donald would go by General Field Marshal Senkyu Mantume. That was his name for the Liberation Army.
You couldn't write this better. This is a lot stacked up with a lot of cool shit.
So Senkyu,
not good shit, but cool shit.
Senkyu Matume was his name, but he went by Sin, which is C-I-N, not S-I-N. And then Ms. Moon, which was already a nickname, she would go by Galena. So his inspiration for the name Senkyu was from Joseph Senkyu, who had led the rebellion on the Amistad. And then he went by Senkyu Matume, and Matume means prophet in Swahili. So a lot of these members will use Swahili names. And by the summer of 73, he had also recruited Joe Romero, Angela Atwood, and William and Emily Harris. On November 6, 1973, the SLA murdered a Black man named Marcus Foster, who was the superintendent of Oakland School District, and this was one of the first Black school representatives of all time.
For fuck's sake.
And this is a Black radicalism group. So they did this just because they thought, did not know for sure, they thought that he supported an identification system for students that they didn't agree with. So in Sin's mind, he's thinking that this identification process is going to basically like a mark of the beast type situation. This is just in his head. This isn't facts.
They've created cult kind of fucking charismatic.
Yes. They are creating scenarios in their head that they're not.
Right.
And then now, when you look at it today, there's a cop in every fucking school. And this is what he was against. He didn't want cops in schools. He didn't want kids to be policed and be identified. I don't know.
Fuck, put 5 of them in every school.
But you got to think that these some of these folks back in this day that, you know, because there was a lot of radicalism groups at this time. 70s was fucked. But a lot of them just, you know, peacefully protested and did things like through paperwork. But the SLA was like, nah, brah, it's violence or nothing.
Damn.
So, like I said, they thought that he supported this system that they didn't agree with. So they just assassinated him while he was leaving a school board meeting and heading to another one. Like, working his ass off.
Right. For everyone.
Yeah. And in fact, Marcus had withdrawn support from this identification system. But they didn't get that memo.
Oh, shit. Oh, my bad.
So when Patty hears that her abductors say, you've been taken, well, basically they said, you've been arrested by the Symbionese Liberation Army, she knew these people were killers.
Oh.
It was in the paper. I mean, this was recent. They just formed in 73 and already had committed this murder. And then now they have abducted her in the early months of 74. So
they're on a fucking roll.
On a roll.
Not a good one, no. Oh, God.
So Patty was indeed kidnapped for ransom, but they didn't give terms of a ransom for quite some time. So at first, the SLA sent a letter to the station manager of KPFA radio. And inside was Patty's gas credit card. It was like a mobile oil credit card. And this letter basically said that she was a prisoner of war arrested by the court of the people. And if authorities attempt to come after them, Patty would be executed, and all communications must be published in all forms of media. And it was signed SLA, death to the fascist insect that preys upon the life of the people.
Yeah. Nah.
Okay.
Fuck.
I mean, if they weren't what I'm going to tell you they become, it might have been a little different.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Fucking up right off rip, anyhow. Either way, you fucking up right off rip. Your cool club is not a cool ass club.
Right. So the station manager then turned over the letter and the credit card to the FBI, who then presented it to the Hearst family. And they had received one as well. The Hearst family's letter said that Patty was being held until Joe Romero and Russell Little, who were members of the SLA that had been arrested in the assassination of Marcus Foster, and said that they would continue killing until Joe and Russell were freed. Now, there was no information on how to communicate back, but I'm guessing that they wanted them to answer back through the media, because that's what they're doing. They're sitting in this apartment and they're just watching TV and reading news articles.
So their little clique thinks like they can just have full control and doing whatever the fuck they want to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So the FBI actually already knew before they even received this communication that it was them. Because when they killed Marcus Foster, the bullets that they used were coated or injected. I don't know how they did it, but they had cyanide in them. But it really didn't do anything to help. I don't know what their point of was. But so cyanide gives off the smell of almonds, right? Well, when they kidnapped Patty, they left behind
the casings.
And I think they left a whole box of them.
But when you fire the bullet, it heats up, so it's going to burn off the... So it really
didn't make any sense? No. Okay. So anyway, so they leave behind, it was like a calling card, like, hey, this was us, we were here, these cyanide bullets that smelled like almonds. And so the FBI had already kind of figured out that it was him. Now, they knew that the SLA had killed Marcus Foster. They hadn't caught them yet, other than Joe and Russell, because they were living in what they called a safe house.
Right.
So they go, and when they get an inkling that this house may have been detected, they left behind all their shit and burned it down.
And found all that kind of
Well, yeah.
information.
So they burned the house down, but the FBI still found plenty of evidence to know that it was them, but they just didn't know where the rest of the members were to arrest them. So Joe Ramirez and Russell Little are now in San Quentin. So authorities would definitely not be releasing what they thought was two murderers. So they had to wait to hear from the SLA about, what they were supposed to do next. And this would be a few days. This is all while Patty sits blindfolded in a closet. So then the KPFA receives an audio recording. Now, this time it was of Patty. And Patty says, "Mom and Dad, I'm not harmed." Like, that's like the famous words like that she opened up with. And then she reads a message from that the SLA had written out for her to say. Like I said she was unharmed and that the press was making them out to be worse than they were. And the SLA wants every person in California who receives food assistance and also welfare, disability, all the things. The SLA wants everybody in the state of California to be on these programs to receive $70 worth of food to be picked up at designated grocery stores around the state. And it would need to be 5 stores within each community. And it needs to be high quality food, not just shit. And people should be able to voice their discontent if they were not being treated well. And other revolutionary groups must be the ones to distribute the group. Now, after all this was released to the media, and many, many other revolutionary groups were pissed off that they found that they're kind of being brought into this because they didn't like the SLA. They were mad that the SLA had killed Marcus Foster. Like, even the Black Panthers, like everything, they were like, nah, fuck the SLA. Okay.
Right. Everything about this is
they're already canceled and they don't know it.
Yeah, their club is not a cool ass club. Everybody's like, no, this is not a cool club.
And they didn't condone this behavior and were not supportive of domestic terrorism. And California residents said that they were actually willing to help with these demands to help, they just wanted to make sure Patty got home safe. Because, I mean, how are you going to coordinate a machine like that? How do you find out how many people were actually on food assistance throughout the entire humongous state of California?
The whole state, not even the town, not even
Well, like
LA.
I said, so one source said the whole state. Another source said was it 5 or 7 major cities in California was to have this food distribution.
Yeah, and their unrealistic demands is never going to be met.
Well,
there's no fucking way, Lindsay. There's no fucking
Randy
way.
is going to try. Daddy Randolph, he actually tried really hard to make it work by creating a program called People in Need, or PIN. Now, this became quite the chaos, as you can imagine. People got arrested. There were riots. Some of the distributors acted hostily and just started throwing food at people. It became an ordeal. But another organization called Western Addition Project Area Committee, or WAPAC, came in and took over to help get more organized. Now, guess who else tried to insert himself in this organization to feed the poor?
Around this time, before he went to Guyana, I would think Mr. Dark Sunglasses himself there.
Timothy Jones,
Yes.
y'all. He has made another appearance.
Oh,
He's going to make a few more.
I kind of like your club. Your club's kind of cool. He didn't like the club?
He He actually thought he should be the one to be doing this food drive.
Oh, yeah.
And, well, in the area that he was in, anyway.
Could you imagine if
He
they
was
would all
in San
hooked up?
Francisco at that time, right?
Oh, if they would have all hooked up at that. Ooh. Ooh, Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus.
I know. I just thought that, like, when you guessed it, I just got chills. I'm like, the power of the Jones.
Well, I'm thinking there's somebody behind all this that's speaking just as good as him.
That was like about 4 years before he went to Guyana, right?
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere in there. By the way, folks, if this is your first time, we do have a 4-parter on the gentleman that we just mentioned named Jim Jones.
Yeah.
And the People's Temple.
Oh, and the People's Temple. That was so perfect, Lindsay. Yeah. I like that voice of yours. Yeah. Yeah. The People's Temple.
So another message comes through from the SLA around Patty, or actually on Patty's 20th birthday, saying that we see your efforts, but we need you to do better. Now, they had previously asked for a contribution of $2 million, and now they wanted $6 million. Now, this was to be contributed to the poor and needy. And Randy was like, I can't do $4 million. Or no, he said, I can do $4 million. And that actually wasn't even out of his own pocket. Okay, so he got this food distribution running in just a few days. And I don't even know how he did that. But he didn't have millions just sitting in a vault. In Sin's mind, he thinks that everybody that is rich just has this vault.
Chunks. Yeah.
Like, even when he kidnapped Patty in her Berkeley apartment with her teacher boyfriend, he literally asked, "Where's the safe? Where's the safe?"
Right.
Like, they just had a safe sitting in their apartment full of golds.
Yeah. You
Scrooge
wish ass
McDuck.
don't get all your damn money. Where's your money? Yeah. No. Yeah.
So, like I said, they initially asked for 2, then they wanted 6. Randy's like, I can maybe do 4. But all of their money, like, he doesn't have cash on hand. His money is all in trusts. His father, William Randolph Hearst, made sure of that shit, that it was not something that they could just easily access. It's going to take business days. It's going to take, and a board has to approve it. Like, they had a nice home. They had a summer home. They lived very well. They had access to a lot of things, but cash on hand just wasn't one of them.
Yeah, they setting that shit in a bank somewhere where the money is making money.
Right.
Yeah.
And you've got to get a lot of approval to get it out. A lot.
Yeah, you can walk in and get out in like 10 grand, but other than that, that's about it today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, so over in the SLA safe house, where Patty is in the closet, 3 members were assigned to keep watch over her and her shifts. Now, this would be Angela Atwood, who goes by General Galena, Nancy Ling, who goes by, let me find hers, Fahiza, and Willie Wolf, who goes by Kuja. Now, a lot of people have misinterpreted this to Cujo, but I think it was Kaja, is how you actually pronounced his Swahili alias. It's Kaja. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
But we're going to go with that.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm going to call them by their actual names. But just know that Patty only knows them by these aliases.
They're gang names.
Yeah. Right.
Gang.
So in the beginning of the kidnapping, the SLA would keep her restrained and blindfolded. Like I said, she's still naked. They have now taken off her bathrobe, and all the girls in the house are sharing it. Yeah. She's just in her underwear in his closet. Okay. So they would blast music into the closet while they would have their little meetings, so she couldn't hear what they were talking about. But after a few days, the restraints were removed, and they would let her take her blindfold off, but they would wear ski masks so she couldn't see them. But this would be a while. So she's still very disoriented. They're not really feeding her a lot. Like, they were living off of fucking mung beans and pinto beans and shit, like out of a can.
They were warriors.
Yeah.
We are at battle.
I think she went in like somewhere a little over 100 pounds and ended up being like 87.
Fuck.
Yeah. So they would have her read various Marxist and revolutionary texts. The main book that they would have her read, I'm going to my side notes here, was Blood in My Eye by George Jackson, who had been a member of the Black Panthers. And he was an actual revolutionary who was trying to do like actual good things. But he was killed in an attempt escape from San Quentin. So he was a hero to them, even though he wasn't, they're not really doing like
heroic nothing.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So, and her 3 supervisors would talk to her constantly about their cause and about their lives. And they all started to form friendships with Patty. Well, to them, like Patty is surviving.
Yes.
So she's doing everything she can, saying the right things, making them think that she believes in them to survive. Okay.
Yes, I agree. I totally agree.
She has already come to the conclusion by now. So so they're getting up every day. They're doing like calisthenics in their apartment. They are practicing for like worst case scenario. They're practicing for battle in this little apartment where there's like 9 people living. I didn't count them all out. Hold on. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that one comes later on. So we've got 9 in this apartment right now.
Yeah, they're all like, Gump, what is your purpose here, Gump? To do whatever you tell me to, drill sergeant. Yeah, full on.
Patty has already come to the conclusion just by hearing them talk, hearing them do their drills, like they're even making pew pew sounds, like when they're I don't know.
What?
Yeah. So she has come to the conclusion that they're not very smart, which made them more dangerous to her. So she's in her mind, she's like, my only way out is to kind of get in.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Okay. So keep that in mind. Okay.
Yeah,
because like I said, she is a non-conformist.
Yeah, they're in the living room playing Pokemon Go. And she's sitting back like, I got a Charizard card right here, but I'm not going to throw it yet.
So sometime later on, her 3 supervisors, they go to Donald, or Sin, as he's referred to, of course, and they say, hey, we kind of like her. And then Willie and her end up having a little love fling. Because Willie, actually, he is the one that goes by Kuja. So Willie had similar background to Patty. Okay. So while Patty's blindfolded, she thinks that every member of this group is black. Donald is the only one that's actually black. Sin. But these were all people who were like theater kids and were going to college. Willie just happened to become very passionate about what's the word that I'm looking for?
The charismatic revolution.
No.
Oh.
Conditions in prisons.
Okay.
And things like that. So he had become passionate about that.
So like she was able to feed off of all the crazy bullshit that's going on.
Right.
And it probably wasn't that fucking hard. They're all just...
And she didn't know what any of these people looked like yet.
No, they're fully immersed into the picture that one person's probably painting. That's what I'm thinking. And they're just like, whatever you're saying, yeah.
Like I said, so Donald, he was the only one that was an actual criminal, and that's why he was leader. And he was the older one, and he found all these college kids to support his cause. I mean, so he was kind of a cult leader, if you will.
Oh yeah.
And then Ms. Moon, she was also kind of the other scary one. So Donald and Ms. Moon, who also, what did I say she went by? Galena. No. Fuck, that can't be right. Anyway, Ms. Moon, we'll just call her Ms. Moon. She was also the scary one, along with Donald. So her and Willie, they come to like a common ground because they were raised the same. They kind of went to like fancy schools and shit like that. So they found common ground and they like each other, okay? But she was also forced to have relations with Bill and with Sin.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
So,
yeah, of course we're going to do all the dumb shit while we're in the middle of doing dumb shit.
And I even had this next in my notes. All of these members were all sleeping with each other, women included. Ms. Moon and Camilla had actually been in a relationship previously. And then he ends up sleeping with both of them. And it's a lot.
What better way to create a charismatic turmoil over all that when you put emotion into it as well, like an intimate type situation, then you start changing everybody else, and there's all these weird thoughts and all this crazy things.
Like I don't remember if it was. I think it was Camilla was actually like very hurt by not being with Ms. Moon anymore, or vice versa. One of those two.
Yeah,
things.
of course.
I'm still listening to the book, guys. I'll have a lot more
So
information
they're all
next week.
striving for each individual's perspective of acceptance in the middle of their whole cult fucking bullshit. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? Yeah. Perfect.
So
fuck.
they would let Patty watch her capture coverage on TV and read the articles. Now, she was already mad. She was already mad at Steve for being a weak ass. And actually, her parents were too. Like, her parents were actually pissed off at him for not doing more in that situation. It seemed that she was, in her audio recordings that the SLA is sending out, it seemed that she was getting irritated with her parents, when it was, in fact, the SLA getting irritated with her parents.
Right. They're pushing on her to try to get it across to them to get whatever they want.
Right.
And it's not happening fast enough. Yeah.
Now, the group convinces her that her dad actually, in fact, has all the money that they want, just like cash on hand. And because she wasn't really sure. I mean, none of us really know our parents' finances. You know what I mean? So they convince her that he's just not complying. Or they try to convince her, They try to. And that the FBI just wants to take them out. They even get her to start preparing for a possible FBI raid. And she's like, she believes that, okay, maybe they aren't trying to kill me, but she keeps her internal guard up as well. She's still like, for me to get out, I'm going to have to get in. Okay.
Right. Yeah. This is too fucked up of a situation. It's going to go down eventually.
Right.
Yeah. Everybody's going to be throwing their Pokemon cards all at one time.
Right. So she lets them start to believe that she believes in them, that she's like, you are just, a group of people that want to help the needy and that hate rich conservatives and fascists. And yes, maybe my dad is the enemy. Like, she's letting them
think that she's thinking like them.
Right. Oh, and by the way, I have to go back really quick. I'm going to backtrack. So during this whole food distribution, Ronald Reagan, who was the governor of California at this time, right? This is before he was president. He was strongly against all of this. And he called Randy Hearst fucking weak for going along with this to get his daughter back. And this is what he states about the free food for the poor. Acting like the poor was the criminals. He said they were aiding and abetting lawlessness. That's what he was telling Randy Hearst, who's just doing this to make sure his daughter gets back safe. And that he hoped recipients would contract botulism.
What?
That's what Ronald Reagan said.
We hope all y'all that are
That is
participating
straight from fucking the intranet. Yeah.
By the way, vote for me for president.
I mean, he got it. But you got to understand, like, conservatives were on his side about that shit. But you cannot blame people in actual need of food going to get this food for the kidnapping of Patty Hearst.
No, in any public situation, they're like, hey, we can eat really fucking good next week if we just show up and go get
in
our
my
stuff.
single mom days, I would have been in line.
Yeah.
I have received food assistance. I have received help from Catholic charities. I have been that person in need.
And we gave back too.
And we have given back.
But
yes, I give back as much as I
the
can.
world is give. Like, but you don't take in the middle of this. So this, the whole situation is bullshit. But if there's a give situation, it's give.
Well, that was $70 of food in those days. It was like $300.
That's a week's worth of groceries. Yes.
That's $300. Yeah. And it was high quality food, not the usual bullshit that they were having to eat.
I get them using that, but it's still a bullshit ploy at the beginning.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. But it's not the people's fault. So why would you wish botulism upon them?
Yeah, no, that ain't.
You fucking asshole.
That ain't.
Like, what the fuck?
Was not a good first step there, brother. No, brother.
So like I said before, Joe Romero and Russell Little were being held prisoner for the assassination of Marcus Foster. But they were not the ones that had pulled the trigger. It was actually Ms. Moon, Sin, and Nancy Ling. Yeah.
She had fucking control.
So the group started letting Patty actually listen in on their conversations instead of blaring the radio. And she was letting them believe, like I said, that she was starting to understand their cause. And she even told them, I don't want to go home.
Yeah,
So
I want to join up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, like I said, Patty would definitely later say she has her own book. She would say that this was all for survival. And after 5 weeks of being held captive, she's emaciated, fucking bit disoriented, all the things. She tells her supervisors she wants to become a part of the SLA. Now she has to go through this whole grueling fucking all night talks with each fucking member because they're so hard up, you know what I mean, to actually let them join or let her join them. But they end up accepting her as their new member and changed her name to Tanya.
She's a full-on revolutionist captor, Pokemon card thrower.
So another announcement was sent out saying that Patty would be released and was going to be returned home. But they made sure that this went out on April 1st. And what is April 1st?
April Fool's Day.
And then it was followed by a recording of Patty denouncing her parents, Steve as her fiancé, and said that she was now Tanya, a member of the Symbionese Liberation Army.
The SLA.
And that is where we are going to leave off for today.
You couldn't write it better, Lindsay. You couldn't write this better in Hollywood, I don't think. Or, LA.
So I'm going to go over the rest of them that I didn't say. So Camilla Hall was known as Gabby. Bill Harris was known as Tico. And then Emily Harris was Yolanda. And they were a married couple, but they were sleeping.
They were slanging.
Yeah. And Emily Harris had actually fell in love with a prisoner while they were visiting the prisons and trying to do like things in the prison. There's a lot to this case, you guys. Bear with me. I'm hoping I can wrap it up in one more part. So stay tuned. And so there you have it. Part 1 of the insane kidnapping of Patty Hearst.
Another fabulous Lindsay bedtime story.
Listen, some people do like to go to bed to true crime.
Oh, yeah. So can I play music, though?
You can.
Yay, let's
What amazing band do you have in store for us today?
I have this really cool-ass band right here. I'm going to show it to Lindsay over here. Samaya. And the song is called The Flower and the Serpent. Isn't that perfect, I think? Check it out. Oh.
By the way. The SLA symbol was a 7-headed serpent.
Here we go.
Smile and entertain the crowd. I can't help but notice it doesn't meet the eyes. I'm flash. Cameras got your tongue again. Paralyzing boys. Your mask becomes a shroud. Behind for rot. Appearances are everything. Cleverly disguised. It's incredible.
there is no more perfect band that we've ever played to match what you just talked about.
That was amazing.
What? Yes, so amazing.
So amazing. Samaya, you are amazing. Your voice is incredible. You are gorgeous.
Check out everything that they've ever done. Goodness gracious, it's
and
so
you know
good.
what? I've seen that you followed us first, girl, but we have followed you back.
Love it.
Love it. So we're getting ready to get ready for a show, and we got to sign off of here. So we're going to do our plugs really quick. So our main website is drinkaboutsomething.site. On Instagram, we are drinkaboutsomething. And if you want to send us an email, we are drinkaboutsomethingpod@gmail.com. And Jesse, where are we at on YouTube?
Go to Jendsey, Jendsey. That's the creator that we have together. And we will see you guys next Friday right here for part 2 of this whole fucking thing. Oh my God, I'm so excited, Lindsay. And drinkaboutsomething.site. Check us out and send us a message. We love you so much.
Bye.